Let's get more of a perspective on what's been going on this week, and we're joined now by News 8 political analyst Khalilah Brown-Dean. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We always love hearing what you have to say. And fireworks last night, but I felt like it was a different Ted Cruz that we saw on the stage. He and Donald Trump in the past have had a kind of bromance. Ted Cruz has refused to criticize Trump even after he said that Trump came up with that idea of banning all Muslims. Cruz really didn't attack him then, but now he's attacking Trump. What's going on?
The bromance is over. So Cruz is starting to pick up some ground in the polls. He has a chance at some of the key states, and he's realizing now is the time for me to distinguish myself from Donald Trump and convince voters that I'm the best Republican for this nomination. And you saw him hint at that last night with Trump. I'm the real Republican here. I'm the real conservative.
What do you think about his attack with the New York values, criticizing Trump? And then all of America feels so strongly about New York City after 9/11. How do you think that's playing today for Ted Cruz?
I think it backfired. So he handled it very well in terms of saying, you have those New York values, and the suggestion was those values aren't American values. But New York is really America's city, particularly when you're talking about the attacks of 9/11. And so Donald Trump handled that in a very distinguished way of saying, this is America at its best, that people come together across these lines of division and think about making our country strong and saying we will not tolerate this violence.
Well, let's talk about ISIS, because there was another attack in Indonesia this week. How much is terror and the focus on fighting terror going to be center stage throughout the rest of these debates?
This will be the first election really since 9/11 that voters have focused on American foreign policy. We want our interests to be protected here at home, but also abroad. So you had 10 U.S. sailors that were detained in Iran, and voters want to know from a candidate, what are you going to do to keep us safe, and how are you going to work with other countries to do that? America can't go it alone on this one. How are we going to fight the global threat of terror, and what will the impact be for us in the U.S.?
All right, let's talk Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, because Bernie's coming on strong in key states. Iowa and New Hampshire. He's always said he won't get negative in his ads, but his tone is starting to change a little bit, right?
I don't think Sanders will have a choice to keep it completely positive. Hillary Clinton launched a very aggressive attack ad on Tuesday night against Bernie Sanders, criticizing his views on guns and on gun control reform. Sunday night's debate takes place in Charleston, South Carolina, just blocks away from the church where 9 parishioners were killed there. And so Clinton has said, Sanders voted for that Charleston loophole that allowed people to obtain a gun very shortly after background checks started. So even if he doesn't want to get negative, he will definitely be on the defensive Sunday night.
So there's going to be tough talk on gun control, certainly Sunday night.
That will be the big issue. It's the key difference between those two candidates that we've already seen in campaign ads.
All right, Khalilah Brown-Dean, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Always great to get your insight.
Good to see you, Ann.
Of course, she's from Quinnipiac University. Thanks so much.